Today, a long stretch of services began for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson.
The civil rights icon passed away last Tuesday at the age of 84.
And today, memorial services will be underway to honor the Reverend.
After a procession through the city's south side this morning, his body will lie in repose at Rainbow Push Coalition Chicago headquarters for the next 2 days. He will then be transported to South Carolina and then to our nation's capital to allow people there to pay their respects before he is returned here for memorial services late next week.
And we have live team coverage of the procession and the events that follow. We are going to Jackie Kostek, who is at Leek & Sons Funeral Home right now.
Ladies, good morning to you from the south side. We're in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood where Leek & Sons Funeral Home is. And I'm going to take a step out of the shot so you can see where the hearse is set up behind me. We just watched as someone sort of buffed down the hearse just to kind of give it one last cleaning, just to make sure that it is sparkly and ready for this procession, which will begin in the next hour. We also watched as some of Reverend Jesse Jackson's family members have begun arriving here to the funeral home. We did see Jesse Jackson Jr. arrive just about a half an hour ago. We expect that procession to begin in the next hour. It will head to the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, where the late Jackson will lie in repose for the next 2 days. But it is clear just how deeply rooted Reverend Jesse Jackson was in the community, because his family even has deep ties to this funeral home and the family that runs it here on the south side. So we want to show you a map of the procession route. The procession will move north on Cottage Grove to 51st Street, east, then north on Drexel, and east on 50th. Road closures began around 5:30 this morning. Particularly the north and the southbound lanes of South Drexel will be closed between East Hyde Park Boulevard and East 49th Street. Also, East 50th Street will be closed between South Drexel and South Ellis Avenue. Of course, we expect the Jackson family to be part of that procession today. As I just mentioned, we have already seen members of Jackson's family arriving. The adult children of Reverend Jesse Jackson spoke out last week about the passing of their father. They said the civil rights icon was rooted in the community, a tireless advocate for change and equality, and had an unwavering belief in justice. But he also insisted that his children call him Dad.
As Reverend Jackson, who we called leadership, we called Reverend, but he wouldn't listen to me when I'd call him Reverend. He demanded that I call him Daddy. Because he said, I am that.
Born in Greenville, South Carolina in 1941 in the throes of Jim Crow, he quickly became maladjusted to injustice. He challenged those entrenched Southern systems of poverty and racial inequality, landing in jail at 17 years old, protesting for the right to use a public library. He won that battle. He kept winning these fights against injustice and inequality all of his life.
The Jackson family said they shared their dad with the world, and in return, the world became like their extended family, which is such a beautiful sentiment. And we know that these services will continue for the next week. There are going to be services held in South Carolina, where Jackson was born, and also in Washington, D.C., because of his close ties to the political world. Now we're going to send things over to our Lauren Victory, who is set up along the procession route this morning, and she is ready for that to pass by shortly. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, Jackie. We're about 18 blocks north of you, a little bit less than 2.5 miles north of you on Cottage Grove Avenue. As you mentioned, we're waiting for that hearse to pass by. In the next 30 minutes or so to an hour or so, they'll be heading north on Cottage Grove, past U Chicago Medicine, all the way up to Rainbow Push headquarters. And as we wait for a glimpse of this civil rights icon, I wanted to share more about next week's plans. So the Jackson family, as you just heard, they wanted to make sure the patriarch of their family, returned return to his roots on the East Coast. So after he lies in repose at Rainbow Push and before he is buried in Chicago, he'll be heading to South Carolina. Jackson grew up in Greenville and played football at Sterling High School. He famously protested library segregation with a group known as the Greenville 8. Jackson's loved ones made a formal request to South Carolina lawmakers that he lie in repose at that state's capital, and that request was granted for Monday, March 2nd, with a private then public service, including a wreath laying planned at the South Carolina State House Rotunda in Columbia. A church service is scheduled for that evening in West Columbia, South Carolina. After South Carolina, it's on to D.C. We are still waiting for details about how the Reverend will be honored there. But again, this morning, we are standing by along the procession route around 60th and Cottage Grove, waiting to see a glimpse of that hearse. We haven't seen anybody around here that are waiting just yet. But again, it'll be in the next half hour or so to an hour. I know waiting to see a glimpse of the family and dignitaries and whoever else shows up to pay their respects is our Darius Johnson. We'll toss it up to him there.
Lauren, thank you. Yeah, let's go to Darius. He's at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, which is where the procession will finish. Darius.
Hey there, ladies. Good morning to you. As the city prepares for Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. to lie in repose this morning for day one, he will be inside this building behind us, the Rainbow Push Coalition, which still stands decades later as one of his most visible expressions of his work. I'm going to step out of the way so I can set the stage for you all right now. There are helicopters flying above. There is a big TV monitor playing a lot of his life's work from inside the Rainbow Push Coalition to my left here. Then you can see where the stage is set on the outside, where just in a couple of hours, Chicagoans and those who want to come and pay their respects to the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. will start to walk inside these doors here at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters. And if we start to pan over, you can see the sea of flowers that have been left behind over the last week since learning of his passing at 84 years old just last Tuesday. Now, for more than 5 decades, this place was known for more than just being an office. It was a staging ground for a movement. The Rainbow Push Coalition was founded in the early 1970s, and Rainbow Push grew from a local organizing effort into a national platform for civil rights, economic justice, and political mobilization. From here, Jackson led voter registration drives, advocated for corporate accountability, and pushed for greater access to education and employment opportunities. It was also here that he helped expand the idea of a rainbow coalition, uniting people across race, class, and political lines around shared economic interests. His presidential campaigns throughout the 1980s were organized through this very network, proving that a civil rights organization could also become a national political force. And for many right here in the city of Chicago, those weekly gatherings here became a place where local concerns met national attention.
I don't think there was a more brilliant strategist than him. He was a master class in observing subtleties, understanding politics, and crafting real nuanced strategies to address the moments and the needs.
Now, those doors behind me will open at 10 o'clock this morning, and that's where organizers say that they do expect a steady stream of people throughout the day, as this will take place for 12 hours for people to be able to come and pay their respects. Ladies, we know this building behind us. This building for decades has continuously amplified the voice of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Today, it becomes a place of reflection for a movement that stretched far beyond these walls and far beyond the city of Chicago. We're going to be live here throughout the morning as we wait for that procession to leave from Leak & Sons Funeral Home, make its way up Cottage Grove to arrive here where many people will show up to pay their respects. We're live here outside the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters at 50th and Drexel. I'm Darius Johnson. Dana, Audrina, back to you.
All right, Darius, there's so much history there. Thank you for that.